So hi folks, I am meeting with a lady called Petra today, and it is one of our interviews with inspirational people for Project RevivOL. So Petra is doing something really quite incredible in her local community, and we thought we would get in touch and see if Petra would tell us all about it. So over to you, Petra, tell us a little bit about what you're doing, where you are, and yeah, just a bit about your enterprise, please.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Lucy. As you said, my name is Petra. I'm the founder and managing director of REPAIREL. So what REPAIREL is a startup social enterprise created to respond to the climate emergency by tackling fast fashion and more specifically footwear and the carbon footprint created by the footwear industry. And how we want to achieve it is like through 3 different stages. So the first stage is sustainable footwear retail. So we're currently piloting an online platform to make it easier for people to shop for ethical shoes online. Kind of a one-stop shop that makes the, we kind of want to do this research work and all the background checking and, you know, fact checking, the greenwashing, making it just easier and clearer for people just to buy footwear without destroying the planet, basically. The second stage is an innovation lab. So that's more using like rapid prototyping and digital fabrication to design better ways to make and repair shoes. And we want to collaborate with universities and the wider sector and industry on that. And stage 3 is a repair hub, which was supposed to be stage 1, but then COVID happened. So because it was supposed to be like open space where people could walk in and they could get the tools and support to repair their own shoes. Obviously not such a great idea when there's a global pandemic. So we have paused it and put it to stage 3. So hopefully by the time there's a vaccine, we can also do that, because I like the repair hub idea. That was the original idea, and then all the other ideas came. And it's like a very kind of community-led aspect of our organization, and the community really wanted to have something like that, so we would still want to deliver that. So that's the kind of short summary. All about system change and like tackling climate emergency.
Petra, I have just learned something a lot. I've had a look at your website, not your website, I've looked at your Facebook and your Instagram. So I've learned a lot more about what you're doing, because this is pretty incredible. So I love the fact that you've responded so well to what's happening and really sort of diversified and thought about actually you can do something. So stage 1 I'm really interested in is, so basically, if I've got this right, you are finding those ethical providers of shoes and helping people to, signposting people to those. So like, I think that's really cool. So doing all the research for people, sort of being that middleman and, you know, weighing up the pros and cons for people. So that's really interesting. And working with universities, that's another like really cool thing to be doing, and designers and stuff. So amazing. Can
I just add on that? So even with the sustainable footwear retail, we're working with universities now. Like that's what I was doing today. Actually, I was meeting up with 270 students, which was an amazingly weird experience, that are doing basically software development, and we're getting some support from the Glasgow Uni to develop this platform. So it's quite great. And on the platform, as you said, we want to feature already existing ethical brands and shoes, but we also want to add our own sustainable footwear in the form of refurbished donated shoes, because we think there's like too many shoes basically going to landfill, whereas they could be repaired and kept in the circulation for way longer. And we're like, for this pilot, we're focusing on Doc Martens.
One of the things that we're looking at is the fact that some of these old traditional skills of repairing, mending, you know, they're being lost, aren't they? They're not being taught in schools. So for organisations like you, that is something I feel personally really passionate about, that actually you're doing such a really good job of bringing these skills back. Making people think about it is step one, isn't it? Because we're sort of all really into this sort of throwaway culture, just get yourself a new one. And it's like, no, this can't happen. What happens to the things when you throw away? So really getting people to stop and think about that in the first place is really good work, really amazing.
And a lot of people want to do that as well. Like from our customer research, we found that like people would like to learn those skills. They just don't know where to start, or they don't have the equipment. With shoe repair, the equipment is a big barrier. Like that's how I started, because I wanted for there to be a place where you could go yourself and repair shoes. But since it's like requires like this industrial kind of huge machinery, like it's not really something that you would have in your house. So yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and I remember the local cobbler here in our local town, and he would repair anything. So we could take, and it would be leather repairs and soles and things like that. But there is literally no one we can go to locally now. So to have people like you bringing this back into sort of everyday discussions, I think is wonderful.
So, yeah, I think with like shoes, we just treat them as like completely disposable items for some reason, even almost more than clothing. Like it was shocking, like in our survey that we did, like a bunch of people, like a significant percentage of people didn't even know that you can repair shoes. Like this is the level that we've gotten at. And yeah, we shouldn't, like shoes should not be a one-time use object. It has way more life within it. But obviously, a lot of times they're designed with built-in obsolescence, that they're like, so you can't repair them, or it's very difficult to repair them.
Yeah, I mean, so people can get quite attached to shoes. I know I do. There's, certain shoes that I think, oh no, these are really falling apart, and what can I do to sort of repair them or keep the longevity of them? So hearing that, and I just questioned myself when you said that people don't really know if you can repair them, so that is the first step, isn't it? This is what's wrong with my shoes. Can I or can't I repair them? So that would be something really interesting. Imagine if we could bring a load of people together with their shoes that they love and they would love to repair, and just have somebody to say, yes, you can repair them, or no, you can't. So that would be quite, and that's something we could actually do online as well. So there's a little project idea for us to get to move forward. But brilliant.
And we did do like a workshop on like just a kind of a pilot workshop at the start of the year, just before the pandemic, on how to care for your shoes and the environment. And although it was just on shoe care, because it's, you don't need the equipment, you just need some like brushes and like polishes. But, we had like an actual cobbler facilitating it. And that's the kind of questions people were asking. They just really want to ask the questions and to kind of learn more, because a lot of people, either there's no like local cobbler, or like the spaces, like the type of spaces that cobblers usually operate in, they're not designed for people to kind of stick around. They're kind of like, you just stand there for a second and you kind of leave, because it's just so small and kind of cramped.
That's right.
So yeah, people definitely are interested in it.
I remember that feeling of handing my shoes into the cobbler, and then, and then he goes off into the back room, and then they return all fixed and mended. And even what you just said about shoe care, how many people now, I wonder, have the brushes and the polish, and I know we do. My dad's, he'll always take my walking boots off me, and I love it when he does that. He'll take my walking boots off me and then returns them to me looking all brand spanking new, waterproofed and whatnot. But I wonder how many people now do that, yeah.
Well, from our research, not many. Like a lot of like people my age, again, don't even know that you can like apply something that, like a polish or a spray that makes shoes waterproof, and they think that their shoes are broken, like because they don't know how to waterproof them. It's weird how distant we are from taking care and maintaining the shoes that we have.
So you're doing a wonderful thing for the community. You're doing a wonderful for the people locally to you. I mean, it's very difficult for you now, obviously, with COVID and then the not being able to do those face-to-face workshops. I know it's something that we're experiencing with what we do as well. So is there any options for doing things online, do you think, or what's the plans there?
Well, yeah, so like you said as well, like there could be kind of assessment workshops where a cobbler could say if this is repairable or it isn't, or shoe care could also be done online if people have some of the basic supplies, or also if you have the capacity to ship out some materials. So yeah, like it can definitely be done still, like the repair and care side. But there's like a lot of like designing and ideating processes that can still be done without any resources, just, I don't know, just some kind of a online collaboration platform that you can share a screen, or people through links like these Jamboards that are like quite accessible, or Miro, like all these online collaboration platforms that you can just get people together and do like co-designing, or like do a wee consultation, or like how we did user research. You can still like do work. It's kind of less practical, but like I think there's huge value in putting development work in an idea before you launch it.
Yeah, and the awareness raising and the fact that everybody wears shoes and anybody can do this. I think that's a really good, a starting point, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm certainly going to be. I mean, you've sent me some photographs of some of the before and after pictures of things that you do. I'm certainly going to be sharing these on this video so people can see that. Is there any other way that people can get involved? We'll share the links to your Facebook, but if there's any ways that people can get involved, I suppose it's contacting you through Facebook, I suppose. Would that be the best way? And maybe we'll think of different ways in which we can do something together as, collaborate in some way to spread this message, because it's so very, very important.
No, that's cool. So either through any of our social media, you can get in touch with us. So we have Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So either of those accounts are a way to get in touch with us with any ideas or anything that we could maybe work together on. We are kind of focusing on the pilot project at the moment, trying to be precious with our capacity and time, because as you know, it can be a bit of a challenge especially when you have like so many ideas and so many streams for your business, that to get like distracted and the time kind of like runs away from you. So it's like learning to say no as well to some things, to say yes to the best things.
That's right.
Yeah,
don't you?
Yeah, and just a note on the before and after pictures. That wasn't even something that we did. That was just the community in the workshop. They just polished and cleaned their own shoes, and that was the result. Like, we didn't have to do it for them. So it's I think we're all about as well. I think there can be a bit of a classist and like elitist issue with shoes and shoe polishing. There's that kind of like, oh, shoe polisher or the person who repairs shoes, like they're somehow a lower person, or like, less of a class or something. And that's why I think empowering people to do it themselves for themselves, giving them skills, and kind of learning the value of doing things for yourself is very important. So yeah, we don't even, like, we're even considering not having a service where you could come in and repair the shoe, that we would repair the shoes. We would signpost them to, we would signpost them. Yeah, signpost them to like a local cobbler if they want for someone else to repair them. But we want to be a place where you repair your own shoes. So there's not that kind of dynamic. Also, repair is expensive. A lot of people cannot afford it. So we don't want, we want our, self-repair services to be quite affordable. So if we would be offering paid repair services that only like more affluent people could access, I think that would create a divide in the community. So if you're repairing your own shoes, it sort of means that you cannot afford to pay a cobbler, not necessarily. And we don't want to have that divide. I think repair should be accessible to everyone.
and wonderful ethics behind your business. It's fantastic. So I appreciate you coming on to talk to us today, Petra. Thank you so much. I'm sure we will be in touch again. Love what you're doing, and thank you for being an inspiration to your community and further afield. We're in North Wales, so you've reached us. So well done. Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.